Greetings, welcome. So this is day 5. Just so grateful to be with you. And today I'm going to share another quote, and this is from John 3, verses 16 through 17. For God loved the world so much that he gave his one and only Son, so that everyone who believes in him will not perish, but have eternal life. God sent his Son into the world, not to judge the world, but to save the world through him. Say it again. Listen through your heart again, rather than any other place. For God loved the world so much that he gave his one and only Son, so that everyone who believes in him will not perish, but will have eternal life. God sent his Son into the world, not to judge the world, but to save the world through him. Okay, so when this hits my mind, so I'll go to the mind thing to deconstruct the mind stuff around this, is I think, one of the things that really gets sticky in a phrase like that is, for some of us, not all of us, is okay, he's the only Son of God. Well, we're all children of God, so in a literal interpretation, that doesn't seem true to a lot of us. Well, no, he's not the only Son. He's not the only child of God. On another level, when we tune into our heart, really listen to a deeper wisdom within ourselves, what does that really mean, his only Son? I believe what it means is this is the only one that will come that will represent what this one is bringing. And rather than making a very long-winded explanation here, in other places in the Bible, it keeps saying he's the one Son, he's the one Son and many other things. One and only, he's the one and only. What Jesus represents, we don't need more than one. We don't need more than one for what Jesus represents. We have other things, other examples, right? But the depth of Jesus's love, his example, is singular. We don't need more examples of that in the way that he did it. In other words, a lot of times people tell me, I don't want to be like, I couldn't be like Jesus. Nobody can be. Fair, that's true. So why am I even talking about heal like Jesus, right? You would think, right? Again, when you take everything literally. We're talking about becoming the embodiment of what we are here to be as the children of God. To experience heaven on earth during this time for the world, because Jesus was here to plant that seed for the world, for this world. That's what Jesus' great example is. That's why, beyond all the, again, conspiracies and ideas and other ideas that are out there about it, why Jesus is such a, for most people, such an undeniable presence, pretty universally. So he sent his one and only Son so that everyone who believes in him will not perish, but will have eternal life. So that everyone that believes in what Jesus represents, that he is the eternal salvation, and what he represents is being one with Source, one with God. That is our eternal salvation. When we let go into that, that's everything. We can mentally understand it, but are we embodied in that? And the answer is not so much, not for most of us. We're all in a deepening process of it, individually and collectively. And so when we're talking about heal like Jesus, we're talking about deepening into that. Eternal life You'll have the experience of eternal life. Some people call it enlightenment. God sent his Son into the world not to judge the world, but to save the world through him. He's not here to make more judgments. Might seem that way because he yelled and screamed about a lot of things that are going on. But he is here illuminating love and truth. To save the world through him is so true when you really look at it. Again, if you take it all literally, you'll be lost. The mind that takes all this literally cannot understand these things. The world can be saved through the example of Jesus' love because we understand what it's all about when we connect into that loving presence of Jesus. And if that wasn't true for you, you wouldn't be listening to these videos. So Jesus is here to bring us all back home. He's beckoning to us in this way. And I encourage you to deepen together with us. All my love, peace, and blessings. Namaste.